like a lot of things, like sleeping, watching TV, sleeping, eating goldfish, and, well, sleeping. But in the recent years of my existence, I've been getting really into cars. You know, like the things that go vroom. And I wanted to spread my 3 active brain cells' favorite thing with wheels to you guys. I know, hold your applause. So in today's video, I'll be giving you my whole life story on how I slowly but surely started to like cars the way I do now. So let's get right into it. So let's go back, way back. So picture this, young viewer. It was a dark and stormy night, and there lies a young, small, dumb Toby animates. Or just a young Toby. Take off the animates part, he didn't even know he could do that yet. Anyways, he was obsessed with one thing at the time. Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh wait, nope, that's the other thing. I mean cars, yeah. Like the Pixar movie, not actual cars yet. My brain couldn't obsess over anything more than a movie at the time. Little dummy. So I watched the first movie countless times. Over and over and over. Yeah, I was a Cars addict. I knew all the characters. From Mater to Andrea. You know, Andrea. Like the reporter that says, "Did you have a nervous breakdown, McQueen?" No? Yeah, neither did I. Did you know Andrea got her own diecast in 2008 along with 2015? So she got 2 diecasts because of one quote in the movie. Now that's a conversation starter. But anyways, I really liked cars. I got a ton of the toys when I was younger, from the die-cast cars to the playsets. And it was the first movie I was mainly obsessed with, not the second one though. Even if I was young at the time that I watched the second movie for the first time, I could still tell it was way different than the first movie. But looking back at it now, the second movie isn't that bad. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. The point is, I was really into all the car stuff. And that would stay till this day. Because even right now, I own a model Lightning McQueen toy car, along with a Lightning McQueen plushie, and slippers that I'm wearing, well, right now. All so I never forget his face. I think the Cars movies were the first step to me becoming really obsessed with the Vermin machines. And without cars in my childhood would just be 100% Thomas the Tank Engine. And trust me, that isn't a childhood you want. And with my obsession at the time and limited time on electronics, my old little self decided it would be cool to get a Cars video game. Not just a video game, a mobile game. And not just a Cars mobile game, the Cars mobile game. Cars, fast as lightning. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just some Cars mobile game that, looking back at it, it could be obviously seen as a cash grab. But technically it was my first quote-unquote racing game, so I grew to respect it in some way. But as I grew up, I also discovered more racing games. And one of the most recent racing games that I've really gotten into is some game called Need for Speed Unbound. Unbound was my first actual controller-played racing game, and I've been playing it for more than a year now, and it's really grown on me. I even ended up getting steering wheels and pedals for the game, which I did not steal off a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I repeat, I did not steal it off a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. But I still need to play some of the very well-known racing games like Gran Turismo and Forza, but I'm still waiting till Forza gets on the PlayStation, because I don't have an Xbox. So I'm not that into racing games, but hey, I'm getting somewhere at least. So after all of that, last year, I thought, if I can race a car digitally, why can't I just do the real thing? So, that led me to my next obsession. Stealing cars. Nope, I'm kidding, that wasn't in the script. Kart Racing. And just for some clarification, I do not mean Mario Kart. I suck at the game so much, it's genuinely not even funny. How is that even possible? So with all the knowledge that I suck at Mario Kart, which again is obviously a very realistic sampling for your skills at karting, I still decided to try out karting. So after begging my mom for the longest time ever, I ended up doing it for the first time alongside my best friend, who we'll just call Glimbo. Yeah, give it for Glimbo. So as the race was starting, me and Glimbo hopped into our karts, after struggling to find the right size helmet for my big head, of course. And I was placed right before the last person in line, and Glimbo was placed dead in front. We were racing against a couple other kids, and they looked way more serious than us. So as they waved the starting flag, I was instantly passed, and so was Glimbo. People even bumped him as they passed. And as our first race went on, I started getting closer and closer to being first place. But by the end of the race, I ended up placing high, but not first. But I wasn't really mad about it at all, because again, it was still really fun. And Glimbo kinda ended up in near last, but we don't talk about that. Because if we do, he'll never let me talk again. So after that rush of adrenaline, I decided to do a couple more races. But overall, they weren't even that interesting. Besides one race. The race. So for some context, I don't like crashing. And I think that's obvious. Well, most of the time. But in karting, other people love to crash. Like full-on first-degree murder type crashing. And now gather around the campfire and let me tell you a story. So, this was my 4th time karting, and Glimbo was with me again. Glimbo sounds kind of annoying. Glimbo, stop! So originally, me and Glimbo were racing in the kids category. And we also both discovered we were able to enter the adult racing category with faster karts. Even though we weren't obviously adults, the staff let us anyway because I guess we reached a height limit or something? I don't even know. Or because we're men! Yeah! So, when we went up to our first karts to start the race, we both realized we were up against a ton of middle-aged men. But we didn't care because they were there to have fun, and so were we. So, as the race started, it was quite normal. Everybody was just cruising, and me and Glibbo were having a grand old time. But eventually, I ended up getting in front of him at some point, and I was just driving calmly until suddenly, BOOM! I hit another racer. How did this happen, you ask? Let me break it down for you. So a racer was taking a turn like this, and then another racer was also coming on that turn too. But they both ended up turning towards the inside, and boom, they collided. And here I come, full speed, around the corner, not realizing they were there, and boom, I also hit them as well. But then suddenly, another car hits me too, and then I died! Just kidding, I just hurt my head a little, and then the staff came over, fixed our cars, and the race went on as normal. That race was overall really aggressive though. People slammed into me, bumped me, and scraped across the side of my cart multiple times. I ended up getting destroyed, but not last because, don't forget, Galimbo was racing too. After that, I kind of stopped racing, but overall, karting was really fun, and I would genuinely recommend it, especially if you love violence. Because if you crash into everyone and destroy their carts, how is the staff gonna stop you? Legally, that was a joke, Your Honor. After learning some epic karting skills, I wanted to learn more about cars themselves, not the movie this time. I've matured past that. So I went to my first car show. There were a lot of cool cars there, from a 2018 NSX to a 1931 Model A. Guess which one I stole? Overall, that car show was fun, and it really opened my eyes to so many different types of cars. And this was the point where I really got into cars more. So after I went to that car show, I wanted to go to another one. But this time, I wanted to go to a bigger one. So guess what I did? Did I? A. Beg my mom to... It's number one! It's number one! It's number one! I think you meant to say A, but yeah, that's right, guy in the back. I begged my mom to bring me to a big car show in New York City. And just recently, I finally went. And it was amazing. So, to get there, me and my friend walked about 20 minutes around New York City. And my friend was... Glimbo! Yeah, he's kind of everywhere in this video. I knew the car show was good when the first thing I saw was a Jeep climbing a slope, then driving straight down it with other stunts too, which I instantly freaked out about. And upon walking in, I instantly saw a ton of cars from the early 1900s, an old Corvette, and an actual Bugatti just sitting right next to them. After some further research, the Bugatti that I saw, which was the Bugatti Veyron, is worth more than $1 million. And Glimbo tried to touch it earlier. But all of that so far was before we even entered the actual car show. Because once we got through the gates, me and my family all ran over to the car brand sections. And Glimbo. Each section had its own brand showing off their own cars. From normal SUVs to a Mustang that goes over 200 miles an hour. This was overall really cool, and we got to see some really nice cars and even some prototypes. So after going through that area, we thought we were done. But then we noticed a set of stairs going downward. And after walking down, I saw a ton of sick cars. And unlike the cars upstairs, these ones were completely community made rather than company made. And they were modified like crazy. I saw a ton, and I'll show a couple pictures of my favorites right here. One of them even had a sick dragon on it. So after me and Glimbo walked around for nearly an hour down there, we ended up leaving, saw this sick building, and this building that looks like a Jenga tower, and then we left and got some candy. And overall, it was an amazing experience! And it was my first convention ever. It was just epic. And after that car show, it leads us to the present day. Right now, I like cars a lot. If you can read, duh. Again, I don't know a lot about cars, but I know a decent amount for being new to car culture and all of that. But yeah, that's the video. Hope you enjoy my wacky app session. And thanks for watching. Toodles! I don't think the car is supposed to make that sound. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry to jump scare you guys with such a long video, but I really hope you enjoyed because I put a lot of effort into this, and it means a ton that you even watched this whole video till the end, so again, thank you so much. I also really want to thank you for the amount of support you guys gave me on my last video. Like, I never expected to even see those views ever. You guys are just amazing. And also, if you want to join the people on the side of the screen right now, join my Patreon. I always put leaks there early for my videos, and I overall just post updates a lot there on my video progress, so go check that out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll see you later. Toodles!